yeah.
with this
I
lesson.
guess.
Yes. I can, no, I'm not going to say that because I won't do that. I was going to say I will, I could block out your profile photo, but I'm like, I'm not going to, I don't have time to do that. Okay, so I'm continuing to go through this stages of the edit. So stage one is the assemble edit. The director or the editor assembles the shots on a timeline so they roughly resemble the script. That's basically like the first pass. I think, well, we filmed your project, right, Vivian, in sequence. Is that
mostly, correct? And I think I rearranged the clips to try to kind of group them together, mostly chronologically.
Okay.
I don't remember if I finished doing that, but I know I kind of started to try to be like, even with the really long ones, I was like, well, it starts in this part of the scene, even if it keeps going. So
yeah, I kind of saw that. So I was like, okay, I think this is, so you kind of like, we're like halfway through an assembly.
Well, I was just trying to like, cause I feel like it's easiest to look at things in order. I mean, it's easiest if you have like different scenes and you look at the shots for the scene and you're like, let me construct the scene. But like that was sort of half what I was doing, I guess.
Yeah.
Then you can figure out which shots you want. And
your film is really a contained like single scene, but it just does have sort of like these little moments that happen in places within your scene. So
yeah,
it's sort of like, oh, it's like a little muddy. But
it's like the 6 different times that they got in each other's face. I'd be like, okay, this is the first time they do this.
Yeah. So stage one, the assembly, which we're sort of, or assemble edit, which we're sort of in the middle of. The editor puts things together roughly. At this stage, the only notes should be on the order of scenes, which in this case isn't really pertinent, but in terms of, like you said, the number of times like Casey and Angel get in each other's faces, like, they're sort of roughly in order. So, and whether any scenes, or I think in your case, I would say like, oh, it would be the time to say, oh, are there beats? Like instead of like scenes that need to be removed, are there beats that need to be removed from the film? Like does it feel repetitive that they're getting in each other's face? Like a note like that would be appropriate. Stage 2, the rough cut. Editor tightens up the edits, creates a more detailed version of the film, usually utilizing more shots than seen in the assemble edit. So that's why sometimes, an assemble will look very like, will seem very not engaging because there's not as many close-ups or punch-ins or cross-cutting. The way I cut, especially on something that's kind of short, I do kind of like do a rough assembly generally because they're easier to move forward with, I think, especially on something short like this. But yeah, so this stage, the rough cut, looks a lot more like a finished product, except there's no effects, no titles, there's no sound design, no music. I don't put music in a rough cut. I definitely think like music is the last thing to put in, unless it's like a music video. Yeah. And nothing is like color graded. Not that, like, I don't really do that. So unless somebody else is going to be color grading their project, unless it's really, really bad and we need to super correct something, I don't generally do color correction. So at this stage, the only notes would be about removing or rearranging moments in time. And just sort of like shaping the story flow of something, or changing the order of the shots. It's something like, like the Hitchcock, like classic cut is like always like close up of eyes, close up of scary thing, close up of eye, or like reaction, so yeah. That's, but there's a million other ways to cut things. So it's just, yeah, that kind of feedback is good during the second stage, the more specific shot sequence type of stuff.
Mhm.
And then I think this will probably be, this is going to be the stage that's important for you, Vivian, because like here it says, you know, in this stage, certain limitations become clear. You know, some
Are we
moments
able to
may have
see?
to stay in the film because there's no other way of ordering the shots. You know, for continuity or story clarity. You know, if we don't have a good take of, say, Angel, or, you know, there may not be like the perfect take of Angel pinning Casey against the wall. So we might have to go with the best one. Or, you know, we'll start to be like, okay, well, maybe we need to reshoot. But
Yeah, totally very possible
Very
that we could do that.
but I actually don't, I mean, when I scanned through the footage, I feel like I see enough to cut it together. But we'll see.
I mean, the only thing that, because we'd already talked about the fact that the fight just looks very bad. No, it's fine.
Yeah,
None of us are the type of people who would know how to film that correctly. So
yeah,
it's on me for writing it.
Even that, I feel like there's some fixes that we can probably, we'll see how it looks. I think there's hope. There's hope.
There's a chance.
There's hope. We'll see what
Are
were
we,
you gonna say?
are we supposed to be able to see your screen?
Oh
Right now?
yeah, yes. Did I? Is that not working? Oh,
Thank you.
sorry about that.
You're good.
So yes. So that's when things, you're kind of like, okay, things are, you know, at the end of stage 2, the rough cut, you're like, all right, okay, I see what's going on here. You know, you get a realistic picture of what's happening. And that's where the bulk of, you know, and you can stay in rough cut for a really long time. That's probably the longest stage. And, you know, when you're not like up against a broadcast deadline or something like that, or a budgetary timeline, I would say you should stay in rough cut as long as you need to, and do reshoots if you have the stamina for it. So that's what I have to say about that. And then the fine cut after that is, I mean, I would say yes, obviously the editor incorporates all the notes from the rough cut. I would say that that's the point, you know, it's not a hard and fast, like, okay, here's my notes from the rough cut, and now I do one pass and we're done. Like I said, the rough cut, you can be on rough cut 5, and that's fine. But once you're out of rough cut and you move to what's called fine cut, that's basically any effects. And, you know, we probably don't have a lot of stuff to do in like this fine cut stage. But, you know, this would be where you're talking about like, oh, what do we want to do to like the look of the film? Do we want to make it blue, cool and blue for some reason? Or like, what do you want to do for your title treatments? What kind of music are you thinking about? Effects, all those things. I would probably put some simple like transitions. I would say that those actually kind of go more in a rough cut, especially simple transitions like crossfades or things like that. I mean, obviously, if there's really heavy graphic stuff like, I don't know, a spaceship boy or something, I don't even know what would be like a crazy transition. But yeah, things like that. Transitions, I would probably actually put more in the rough cut phase for me personally. But yeah, graphics, graphic title treatments, all that stuff. But everything in your picture should be completely locked before you move from Final Cut to Final Cut. So like there's kind of a stage between Final Cut and Final Cut called picture lock, where it's like nothing in your sequence changes. Like then, and the Final Cut is more like, I mean, in my experience, it's like it's more of like a broadcast or like professional level thing where like a totally different edit team comes in and they do the color correction and the sound design and all that other finishing that happens after your picture lock. So, like, you know, it's like, oh, you're working with your main editor and then you're going to have it, you know, you're going to have Mary J. Blige do your end credit song and you're going to send it to Skywalker Ranch to have your sound mix done. Like that's the phase in which, like, that's Final Cut. So you're at Final Cut, you are picture locked and you do not touch it. Like you can't go back and say, oh shoot, I forgot to put in scene 5A or whatever. Yeah, it's like at this stage there are no more notes. The piece is finished. It's just the finishings, like all the making it extra beautiful stuff that's happening. And then that's about it. So yeah, overall, there's assembly, rough, fine cut, and then that in-betweeny stage of picture lock, and then Final Cut. So any questions or anything about that? Or? Parallel universes where this is not how it works.
Is it the same process for the music video? I mean, obviously like the stages, but I feel like when you edit a music video, like it's a little bit different, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, because I think all of the, because the graphics, I mean, depending on your video, the graphics and obviously the music are so integral to the piece itself. You know, like the visual concept is so much a part of the overall thing. It does kind of collapse all the stages in a way, but you know, maybe then there's like I think then your rough cut might be something like, or your assembly might be something like an animatic that shows like is kind of a moving storyboard. You know, if it's something very like CG heavy, it's like those wireframes first that show, you know, whatever you're trying to do, or like, yeah, animatics made from a storyboard or something like that. And then the rough cut might be where you put in all of your source footage, like with like Lady Gaga in her green suit, like in the green screen with the little ball stuck on her or whatever, and it's all like you see what the footage looks like and how you're going to cut the pacing to the music, and then you layer on the effects and stuff. So
right,
like I think there's still like parallel steps, but they all kind of happen in a more integrated way.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess we have Vivian's stuff up right now. So Vivian, do you have anything that you just kind of want to give me a kind of overview about anything?
I mean, I feel like anything I would say we've already talked about at some point.
Okay.
It's like, I guess if you have any questions.
Okay. Where's that glamorous shot of Angel that I just saw? That was in it. It's in here somewhere, I think. Anyway.
She's got a lot of them in there.
Yeah. Yeah, the backlit is nice. So yeah, I guess I would just say, so I kind of scrolled through this stuff. And I know that at least in the lesson plan, I was like, okay, you know, if you have maybe for a longer project, I would recommend, like, obviously, so there was no shot, there was a shot list, but it wasn't like a fully like shot 1A is this, shot 1B is this type. It was just like, here are the shots we need type of list. It wasn't necessarily arranged in a way, like, and we definitely didn't slate. So we have footage, and that's lovely and fantastic. You know, I was sort of, I'm saying as a methodology, sometimes it's great to go through and arrange your scenes and organize those into shots with takes. Like, you know, for this one, obviously this is the wide shot. We did two takes of this wide, you know, so you could totally go back and call this shot 1A, or shot 1A take 1 and shot 1A take 2. You know, and you could go through and, you know, take the time to label that as that. I don't, after like looking through it and just the fact that I actually do know the footage, I don't think it's worth the time to go back through and arrange everything in that way. But, you know, depending on how OCD or whatever you might be, if that's a good process for you, it's a good idea. And like I said, I think on a larger project, I would definitely do that. But I think because of the factors in this one, it's not really worth the time to go through and do that. However, what I would do is like this one, and I kind of started to do it on this opening, or no, actually I just started cutting. But so the way that this is arranged from what I know, obviously we just have, what we had done before is we made just these big, long string outs of all the footage that we had shot on the first day and all the footage that we had shot on the second day. And then Vivian went through and just cut out all the stuff that she was like, this is total garbage. Right?
I cut out everything where they broke or when we were talking and it was before the, you know, we were actually shooting.
Okay, so just like all the pre-roll and post-rolls.
Yeah, so I kept most everything if I thought it could be even marginally usable, but just I cut around as much with lines in terms of when they would start laughing or forget what they were trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is
sometimes it ends a little awkwardly because it's like that's the first half of that line reading was good, and then they stared off into space. So
My bad.
Angel did it too.
So, but that's good. That's a good start. Like that's definitely, I mean, in the world when you're not like, say you're shooting something and then you're paying an editor to come in, like as much of the garbage as you can let go of, that's gonna, and that you're like, ugh, we're never gonna use this. It's gonna give the editor less to look at and less to process. Most editors actually do like to like look at all this. Well, this, I will say that this is in documentary. Most of the editors like to look at all of the source footage just so they know everything that's available.
Yeah, no, I know some people who are more like that, who are like, I can make things work that you might not think could work.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think even with narrative stuff, especially if it's just like, if it's more run and gun style, there's probably stuff in there that you've missed, but definitely in documentary, it's like you want to look at everything, every single second, even if it's just like scrubbing through really fast at like double speed. It's a talent that, like especially nonfiction editors have, where they can just like watch things like quadruple speed and be like, oh, okay. And even like I can watch things in double and hear everything. So I can listen to chipmunks and I know what they're saying. But that said, so but with your stuff, I started to go through and like this to me is like an unusable take. So I would mark it a different color. I would leave it here. I mean, to me, it's unusable just because it's mostly out of focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, as you get familiar with the footage, it's like obviously, you know, I know that there's kind of a bit at the end that's usable, but just like scrolling through, you know, I don't know that it's really any better than this. So I would just call this like a dead take to me, but I'm gonna leave it there. So that I think is worthwhile doing with this footage. Like, you know, again, I'll just kind of watch it like quadruple speed and just make sure there's not any major, like to me, this one, I mean, I guess there's that tail end, but that's like a mostly dead take. That one, I would probably just cut down, like, cause you know, her head is cut off.
Yeah, and the other one, you can't see your face at all. So I might be able to use it for like we could cut to it, but it wouldn't be like the primary take that we would use.
This one.
No, the first one, I think. Oh yeah, maybe that is that one. The first one of her going in that we saw, that one, maybe. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
You just can't see her face for like pretty much the entire
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, like maybe it's about this, but also, yeah. So let's see, are there other takes? There's this one.
Yeah, that's a really small one.
That's her going back.
Yeah, it's her going back, so that's like the last.
So that's like not really the same shot. And that's obviously
Must
an
have snuck
insert.
in there.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah, so those are the ones that we have. I think the other ones there was something else wrong with them. I
Okay.
say with little confidence. I don't remember. It was a while ago.
I do think this might be enough. Probably, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I would label this also red and just cut this down.
I thought there were more takes though, so
We're there on the second day, maybe?
maybe I just didn't get to like.
This is why sometimes too, well, I guess just shot lists or like camera logs, but obviously we did not have somebody to do that. Like it's nice, like a second camera assistant's job is like to say like, oh, day 2, we shot 1A, take 2, and then like day 2, we shot 1A, take 3, you know, so you know like where everything is.
Yeah, like I'm sure it's in the original footage because I remember looking at more than 2 takes of that.
Okay.
But
So
yeah.
that's a note to make. I am gonna have to. Oh, but we wouldn't have matched.
And I
Sorry.
know a couple of the longer takes we see her coming away from it, but not.
Okay, so this is clip 1984. So I'll look here. Ruh-roh. How come that clip is on here? That's weird.
Maybe it's in day 2 because I might have organized like meshed them both together.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
only Angel in that shot. I think we tried to take
Oh,
most of the
okay.
shots on the
Yeah.
second day.
So, however, so these were actually the first shots we took on the second day. And so there's 84, 85. There's 2 shots before that.
There's an 83.
Oh, so these are
It's 83
other
there.
shots. Hey, there's someone I know. Oh, no. We didn't get there.
Okay.
And 83. Nope.
Nope.
See, and then after that is 86. So, no, unfortunately, that is what we have.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, this is good stuff to like at least be able to talk through. So we have that. This, and then you also have this opening sequence before I go through.
Yes, that's all of Casey's. Um, yeah, so that was because I hadn't finished organizing it, so I was getting that's the coverage of Casey at the start because we had the long shot and we can see Angel because she comes right to the camera.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what I kind of started doing was just tightening all this stuff up a bit, like I really just started. But I was also gonna kind of experiment with cutting back and forth between these pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Because like maybe you can go there, and then maybe
Anyone?
and then I mean obviously this becomes about like timing,
Mm-hmm.
but move this up here. And then, I mean, I'm going to keep as much as possible right now.
Anyone?
So what I'll do, so there's not like the distracting double stuff. I'll mute this channel and I'll keep the audio.
Yeah.
Anyone? No, we're
Obviously that timing is off, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna take out that. We probably don't want this weird clumpy walk. But then we go to Angel. So we have this. Oh, but we didn't look for.
Because we have with the long take, which I think I put at the beginning so you could see like the scene, and kind of how it like played, and then I was trying to show all the like possible coverage that we had for those.
Yeah. So this is.
She goes over and gets a drink. And
Yeah,
we
we
have
only have.
coverage for Casey for that and the start of the conversation. And we have coverage of Angel getting the drink and coming back to start the conversation.
It goes longer than that though, right?
Yeah, and we've got some other long takes, I think.
I think there's only 2.
I mean, not long takes. I mean, like long shots of this conversation.
Really?
We have this, and then I think we went for another angle that was still like maybe it's more of a little bit more of a medium.
Oh, okay.
But we had a lot of the back and forth and long shots.
So actually, I
It's
think
like a establishing coverage of that.
will be useful then to go through and do like a inventory, at least of the wides. So I'm gonna call this. So, and then the way I would just do this rather than actually renaming all of these files, because like a lot of them are gonna be, I'll just make up some kind of color scheme. So I'm gonna call wides. What's Caribbean? Yeah, sure. That looks nice. No, that one's not.
It looks like the soundtrack.
Yeah. I don't like that one. They don't have enough colors. What's wrong with them? Green? Let's see. master starts with M. So
Mango.
mango starts with M.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's a different color, easily distinguishable.
There we go. Master mango. So that's usually how I pick my colors. It's
Mhm.
usually just like alliteration of like what it is. So if it's like, oh, it's close up, it'll be like close up cerulean or whatever.
Okay.
That is a personal thing. So let's look for these other masters. Because I thought that was the only one. It's not a master. This is not a master. Not a master. Oh. No. That looks like it could be.
Yeah, it's very small. Because it was like,
Is
if it's
that
very small, it means like that was only the amount for that take that was usable.
oh, okay.
Something would be wrong with the rest of it, but I couldn't tell you the specifics of.
Monster.
I have to learn. There's a thing that you can, I don't know how to do it in Premiere. Let me see if it's easy. There's a thing that's called matching back in Avid. I actually don't think you can do it in Premiere, but it's cool because you can basically like hover over the clip and then you hit like up M and it takes you back to the original source clip. I have to either learn how to do that in Premiere or live without it.
I mean, you could copy it and paste it and expand the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do because I don't know how to do things the easy way.
Yeah, maybe like for now when I don't know how to do it, I would just go to the bin since there's not like a lot of clips and then just,
I think it was like,
yeah, because this is like
it was
a
like
minute,
messing up a line or something, and that was
maybe
like,
out of focus.
You're a monster. Why does my brain?
So there's a mess up, but it's pretty out of focus.
The monster. The demon. And now
Thank you, Casey.
we appreciate you, all your hard work.
now we're gonna kill him.
I'm gonna keep that because you have kept it.
Yeah, so sometimes like I kept like a lot of stuff if I could find a usable thing in it, 'cause I was gonna go back over it and be like, to make sure I had coverage for every line, basically. So if I could salvage even just one line out of a take, I would keep it in case there were no other good takes of that line.
Yeah.
Even from an audio perspective, then I could maybe do that or something. But
Yeah.
if I didn't have a chance to go and make sure that the whole script was in there, I didn't want to risk it and have to keep looking back for stuff.
This is a different section though, no? Than this?
Yes. Where are you? Yeah, so you have the first one where Angel goes across and then goes back to get the thing. And this is like, I
Oh,
think we had the really long take where we saw the whole thing of like Angel going across, then she gets the drink, then they have the fight, and then Casey goes back to get the stuff. And then, because there's like a couple things where they're just sort of back and forth across the table, the space.
mm-hmm.
We did at least one very long shot that was like pretty much that whole thing.
This is, I just realized, so this is 1841. So in the chronology of what we shot,
Mm-hmm.
this film, or this clip was here. I'm gonna put it there
Okay.
because, yeah, I guess it's a master. Okay, where'd it go now? There it is. Okay. So I'm gonna move this. Cute. Over here. I'm going to make it mango just because we're treating it like a master. I'm not in love with that.
That's very fair.
But we're just kind of going through stuff. And yeah, I mean, we need the masters, so. This is, so is that the only other?
I can't
Master it.
guarantee that. That's kind of a.
Not to get any birds. He thinks he's beaten.
This looks good. What is this?
So that's before Casey goes to get this stuff. Angel's just come out with her drink, and then Casey has to come over here, and Angel puts the drink back, and then
Yeah, so this is like a slightly different angle.
yeah, we moved like a foot or something. That's what like we got either a little more, a little less in the corner.
I'm gonna call that Master Mango.
We did a couple takes of that.
Beaten.
I don't think we had a different coverage for. Or we had like an insert shot of Casey putting the stuff in the bag, but I think this was the only.
Stuff.
So 2 insert shots, 3 insert shots. 500 insert shots.
Well, that's more like coverage on them.
Mm-hmm. Of the conversation, yeah.
So I think probably, yeah, this is a little bit on the fly of how to best arrange this, but I think, yeah, the best way for us to go about with this is to go through and find all the masters, cut together the best that we can manage with our masters,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll go in and start.
Insert, yeah.
Yeah, the inserts and the coverage and all that stuff. So, but first we just have to figure out where our masters are.
Better white's not stupid.
So this is a master.
Mango, yeah.
Mango master. You are too. You are also.
Label.
I'm like, where is it? I wish there was a shortcut for that. There is not. I guess probably I can. Eventually, you can actually like program your keyboard to just like be like F1, that's mango or whatever. But I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's worth it for this. Nope. That's a cute shot. Cute. Looking good.
They'll probably stay mostly in those, I think, 'cause the coverage was. I mean, it's okay. A couple of line readings, maybe.
And then obviously these are not synced, but we can use them for.
Oh, I don't know if we recorded sound on those. That's just Casey punching the door, maybe?
Yeah.
Remember when you actually kind of hurt your hand punching the door?
Yeah, I do.
Like it still hurts. Okay. And then so we're just hunting masters. There's Casey.
Yeah, it's Casey's coverage of that conversation. Because we didn't want to have to do over the shoulder because Casey wasn't going to be there.
Stay. Beep, beep, beep. One challenge or like thing that'll probably be happening in your fine cut. We'll have to see how well the lighting matches from the 2 days.
Yep.
This is not covered right in it's not covered from this angle.
No.
Because this ends this is so yeah, this is where it's helpful to be like, okay, like I have my line script and this shot I know for sure runs from here to here. So you can kind of like take those masters. It makes it a lot easier to just take your big masters and like line them up. Like, and this was something that I was concerned for with you, and because there's all these pieces and all these transitions in this scene. Oh, and see what I see here? Filters in the frame. Just, it would have been good to have like 4 masters that we knew were gonna sustain us through the whole
Yeah.
the whole scene or the whole film, and then we could just line those up. Which I am concerned about that in the editing of this, because I'm not entirely clear like where the connecting points and the transitions are internally within the scene. So I'm like a little concerned about that, but we'll see how that goes. Because yeah, because this master only takes us to, actually I should probably pull up the script too.
Oh, there it is.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Made some minor changes on the page, but
Yeah.
mostly kept it the same.
It would, actually, I'm gonna print, if my printer will print, I'm gonna print this. Because then I can like kind of reverse engineer, like line the thread. Oh, I can't print from this. All right, I will do this later. So this is,
Christ, you're supposed to care about them. You can't believe I forgot. You don't care about anyone. Yourself. Deep down, you know that you're losing an argument.
It was a good take, but I didn't want Angel to hit Casey in that take.
yeah, and I mean we'll probably cut into the coverage there, so that's fine for now. But I just kind of want to know, okay, where does this go till? Like, what page are we covered until?
Yeah, so that would be
Jesus Christ. So you're supposed to carry your heartless bitch, and you've never taken a losing argument. Well,
which is pretty far into, yeah, there we are.
yeah, it's like the top of page 3. But that's where it ends, right? Because
yeah,
is that the last thing she said?
I think she forgot her next line, or somebody forgot their next line. Probably Angel. She had a lot of lines.
Something happened. Okay,
Yeah.
but at least we know that takes us to there, so that's helpful. We'll go back to this. We're over here. So then we're looking for a pick, like a master to pick up from there. I've never had time, and we might not, and this is the thing where I'm like, oh, we might not have this in a master. Which is okay, but it's just good to know. Because this looks master-ish.
Yeah, that might be the widest we got for that.
Now get out and play. Like you're going to.
And then they fight.
It's a great plan. You know, everyone. Good job.
Shabam! Okay. Our fearless leader. Okay, so there's only a little bit of a thing here. So I'm gonna call that our master. And then, I mean, I guess this is the
Right.
master for the fight. I'm gonna call all of this, I guess. These were, oops. Mango. Okay. I guess I'll
We did
call
have a long shot of that. I think it was maybe the last one I put on there though.
a long shot of what?
This scene.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, without that might.
Because I think this right now looks like it's the, well, I guess that's this.
We have coverage on the other side though. We have a couple takes that furthest from this far back. We did a couple of, and that's because I didn't finish integrating all the footage from the second day.
What's this?
That's Angel's coverage, like both
Stop him. We need a plan.
Angel and Casey's one of their conversations when we did close-ups. We just had their face.
It's too risky. If we're gonna stop him, we need a plan.
Oh. Yeah, so I cut it super weird so you couldn't hear my voice saying Casey's lines.
Oh, okay. That's helpful, actually.
I deleted, that's why the it's just pulled down to a track that's muted. But that's why the
I see.
soundtrack looks weird, because every time I was reading a line, I cut it.
It's too risky.
Got
If
it.
we're gonna
Okay.
stop him, we need a plan. We can't rush this again. Not again.
Fine. Safe.
Ah, no, we're supposed to hear that. That's supposed to be muted.
I need it.
Oh, it's bad. It's very bad.
Okay, so all this. Bloggy blah. This is,
Ahead time. You're smug, moralizing.
okay, so that's coverage.
You go out there right now and you're handing us something.
But that might be kind of our master because, yeah, that's where I've never had time for your, okay, so that's probably our only coverage on this bit because we don't have, but that's probably what we want to use there. So that's okay. I'm not gonna call it a master though, because we're just gonna know that there's like a gap in the master.
You want to leave? You shouldn't even be standing.
Oh yeah, because this is all second day stuff. So
Yeah.
okay, so we're not gonna have any masters on this time.
No. We did maybe get some of the I guess you wouldn't call it masters, but if you want
Like
some of the coverage we got when Casey was on the ground, we got some shots of Angel that are like, we had a really close up, but we also had a longer one, I think, somewhere in there.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So, ish. So I guess to kind of just get through things really quick, I'm gonna preserve this work that you did, and I'm going to sequence. The sequence has been, and I'm gonna call this Emily, one. Okay, and we'll just kind of like put in our masters and see what we're kind of left with.
Okay.
Mango. So this is 1842, which is what we already have. These are going to be redundant probably. And then I guess, because we can, oops, I don't know, not what to do. Then we can kind of start evaluating the masters like side by side and see which one is the one that like, which parts make the most sense to use.
Yeah.
Bring all of this. Things. And I think that's kind of helpful too, because then you can get a rough idea of like how actually long the film is going to be, like just very roughly. Okay. That's about that. All right, so let's watch this.
Anyone? No, we're, I mean, no one's on us. We're gonna need to fix up for this thing. What are you talking about? Listen, we're not a priority right now, so we have some time. It's not gonna last. Alexander's gonna come for us eventually.
How if we get to him first?
Can't be serious.
He thinks he's beaten us.
He has.
He won't be expecting it. This is our chance to make him pay for all of them. We have to make him pay.
No.
No? What do you mean, no? What's wrong with you? He's a monster, a demon, and now we're gonna kill him. You were there after what he did. We have to go now while he's vulnerable.
It's too risky. We can't rush it. Not again.
Fine, stay here. I don't need you. I never have. I'll handle this myself.
White's not stupid. He's not weak. You go out there and you're handing yourself to him on a silver platter. Getting yourself killed is not going to get us justice.
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Hey, go toss it back.
Jesus Christ. You're supposed to care about them. I can't believe I forgot. You don't care about anyone. You only care about yourself. Deep down, you're both in a heartless bitch.
You've never taken losing an argument long.
Feeling the end of her line.
Cool. It's pretty good.
Monster. A demon. And now we're gonna kill him.
I don't think that's better than the other one.
No,
Are you sad if I could do that?
that's fine. I mean, like, it's not like you're deleting the footage from
Yeah.
existence, so.
I destroyed it.
Wrong with you? He's a monster. A demon. And now we're gonna kill him. You were there. That's what he did. You don't have to.
Yeah, so when I went through, I didn't really cut any footage as long as it was usable.
Yeah, sort of
So
usable.
it's not even saying like, oh, I definitely wanted to keep this one, just like I didn't delete anything unless it was, you know.
Here, I'll put your finger out. Okay, look it up.
I'm gonna not stupid, not me. You know, I think my silver hat. You're right, it's me, fine.
Back.
Not if we get to him first.
You can't be serious.
He thinks he's beating us.
He has.
He won't be expecting it. This is our chance to make him pay. To make him pay.
So I actually have kind of a style question here. Like I noticed in this one, like there's a lot of like camera shake and like floating around, which maybe is like a style thing. This one, I don't know what happened. Like I guess we got a tripod, but
Yeah, I think.
Has.
I mean, it was like I wasn't holding the camera, so like I can't. I don't think we did get a tripod. I think just Zen held it really steady
okay,
that time.
okay. So is that preferred for us?
I think probably just whatever makes it look the most consistent across the film. So if most of our
He won't be expecting
shots are like that, then
our chance
like
to make him
I
pay.
guess because at least it'll look like we did it on purpose.
Have to make him pay.
Yeah.
No.
No? What do you mean no? What's wrong with you? He's a monster.
Casey, you reading that line gets stuck in my head so often.
Commander White's not stupid. He's not weak. You go out there right now and you're handing yourself to him on a silver platter. Getting yourself killed is not going to get us justice.
You're supposed to care about them. You can't believe I forgot. You don't care about anyone. You only care about yourself. Deep down, the boy's not heart is bitch.
And you've never taken losing an argument well.
No, these are the same. I was like, these are very similar. What's happening? They're
Yeah, that's the same. I don't know why it's the same, but that's definitely the same.
almost identical.
I know Angel didn't do that more than once. That's definitely the same take.
They are completely identical.
I'm gonna do something.
Okay, so this is
Alexander White's not stupid. He's not weak. You go out there right now and you're handing yourself to him on a silver platter. Getting yourself killed is not going to get us justice. You need a plan.
okay. So this is got taken a little further. This is that, generally the same-ish thing. And then this is a little bit later.
Do some good. Help people. Now get out of my way.
Thank you for all of us. Our fearless leader with the great plan, and now everyone's dead. Good job.
Get off.
Okay.
We shouldn't even be standing.
Not the best version of that. But that's
So-
okay.
Okay.
We're missing. I feel like we're missing a line in there, but I was a little distracted, so maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I also, so this was the only take that we have of this twirling. I thought
We had another one. You could probably go back and find it. I think we all managed to look at the fight scene because when I was going through, I was like, wow, this sure is here. And we all agreed this was the less bad one of the two of them. But you can look at the other one. Maybe you changed your mind.
yeah. Okay, well, yes.
We were gonna speed it up a little bit and then just like hope nobody was looking, I don't know, at the screen or something.
Or
Like,
maybe-
you know, we just would go to all the screenings and every time we'd be like, look over there, there's a fire.
What's that?
Never mind. Keep watching.
Oh, you missed it? That's fine. Okay.
No, I can't go back. It would ruin the integrity of something.
Okay. You just expect everything to work out. This time, it didn't. You're gonna go out there and kill until you feel better, but then that's nobility. It's not. It's stupid and selfish, and I won't let you.
You won't let me? You never cared about us, about any of them. Not like I did. You used us as an excuse to do what you wanted. So go ahead, shoot me. That's all you are.
Listen, Casey, you only read the line. I'm the one who wrote it.
Have you ever heard a more obnoxious voice? How are you listening to it right now?
Casey, I've heard my own voice recorded, so yes, I have.
No.
About any of them. Not like I did.
Real trans mask hours, eh?
So go ahead, shoot me. That's all you are.
I'm gonna do this just because I feel like it's gonna help us a little bit.
Kill it.
Okay, we'll see what we can do with that.
Mhm.
Maybe
I remember the first time Casey fell and that was perfect, and we were just practicing. The camera wasn't on. It was the most depressing thing.
Always be rolling. Okay, let's see if this makes us
That's
feel
how
a
you
little
are.
bit better about our lives.
Mhm. Oh, that's nice.
Not bad.
Did we have any other, like, not that's good, but did we have any other takes of Casey where we stayed on their face for that?
I am not sure.
Okay. Like, that's good. We don't need to change it. I'm just curious.
Just curious, yeah. We were gonna just kind of piece this whole thing up.
You don't know damn thing.
Oh, I kind of like that one.
We're all dead.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead. You don't know what this is like, what I've lost.
What you've lost. You still have people out there alive, people you care about. Everything.
See what that is. I don't know. I kind of like the flat. I mean, they don't fall like straight, but
Mhm.
around.
You don't know.
Hmm. I don't know. I'll leave that for now. But
We're all dead. Everyone's dead. You don't know what this is like, what I've lost.
do you have an opinion on what's better?
Can I see it again? Sorry.
I kind of.
That's all you are. Kill it.
Oh my god. We're
This
still
one's
doing this? I left.
got a little
We're
late,
still
but-
doing
Sorry, we're cutting something together.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, that's fair.
You don't know what this is like, what I've lost.
Why?
This is why I stopped acting right here. So at the very least, I'd only have to hear,
Alive.
you know, what I wrote, not me saying
Only
it.
one I've ever had, I left back there with full of blood. What you've lost, you can't even begin to imagine what I've lost. No.
That's good.
You're right.
Yeah.
This is all there is. You and me. So you don't get to die.
But I suppose the question is, what's better?
Oh, you are. Kill it.
That.
Damn thing.
Or
Come on, guys. Cooperate.
Oh, that was a little. I think the transition smoother in that one, but I think you could probably fix it by cutting a little bit off the beginning
Yeah, I
of
think
that
it
clip.
just
I think it
needs
was
to
just,
be, like,
yeah, a couple. Just start a little later, like maybe there.
yeah, I think that, and then probably what we'll do is use the sound from this one because I think the sound from that one is better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, that was terrible.
You are. Sure.
Back.
You don't know damn thing.
That wasn't. It was very skippy through Zoom, so I didn't get to see it very well. But
And plus, I like screamed. I shouldn't be screaming.
Sure. You don't know damn thing.
Did you see it better that time? I think.
no, the video is getting very obnoxious right now. I don't know what's up with that.
That's all you are.
But if you think it looks good, then
You don't know damn thing.
it
Yeah,
just
I
keeps
think-
like literally skipping over my ability to see it. It's like, oh, we're gonna stay here,
Yeah.
and then show you like 5 seconds later what's happening.
Like we won't. Okay, I'm gonna just get rid of this one for now, and if we majorly miss it later, we'll bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this is a good sort of. I mean, there is no master for this, so it's just cross coverage.
The
but
best that we can do, yeah.
we'll start with. She walks away, right?
And we only have Angel's coverage of her. Or do we?
Yeah, we do. I just
You might even survive.
I didn't know we had that line in this take, so that works. I was just checking.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Stay here. Help me figure out yourself.
Your choice. Okay, so that goes up until Bubble Puppy.
It's technically the last line, I think.
Oh yeah, your choice.
Yeah, so then we just have the scene long shot of them, which we have a couple different takes of, a couple different long shots of them doing that.
Ready? Hit. Let's see what else is there.
Because the rest of the actual scene of, yeah.
Want me to walk over here into it and then fall off the thing?
No, I'd rather just stand there.
Yeah, so that's why I cut it.
I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna do that and come back. If that's okay.
Mhm.
You ever think about how Reese's Puffs are kind of like kibble, but for people?
I mean, I think I've heard you or Oliver say that at least once before, so I guess it doesn't constantly infect my mind, but when I think of them, that is what I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm eating Reese's Puffs right now.
So everything's still the same
Yes.
since Monday.
I worked a lot on my Animal Crossing island, and now KK Slider is gonna come perform on my island eventually, and then I'll be able to terraform.
That's cool, I assume.
It's really cool. Yeah. I started watching Penny Dreadful for some reason.
Oh, why? I mean, no, that's fair. I think I saw you tweet something about you wanting like a dark supernatural thing. That's fair.
Well, okay, listen. The description, that sentence, it had Cowboy, Dr. Frankenstein, and Dorian Gray all in one sentence. How could I not click on it?
No, I 100% respect that. I did actually watch it, so it's not like I can even judge you for seeing the appeal. It just,
Yeah, no, I got to the asylum episode and I almost passed out because it was not good for me to watch. And then I had to go to bed.
yeah, no. If you do want something kind of dark and supernatural, I can look through my unbelievably long list and see if I can come up with something.
Well, hell yeah.
I know that
What show are you talking about?
Penny Dreadful, the original, not the one that's coming out like this/next year. It's not that great.
Okay, well,
The actors are very good, but it's not actually that good.
I definitely know people who are watching that, and I was like, so glad I didn't start.
Like if you just want to see Ava Green act really well, it's great for that. But
Also, if you missed Billy Piper's titties after the call girl show,
yeah, that too.
they have that.
No, I probably didn't.
But they're making I don't know if it'll be any better, but they're making a spin-off show set in LA.
Huh.
It's supposed to come out sometime when Hollywood gets going again.
In 3 months.
Yeah. Or a year or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If we all mystically develop herd immunity tomorrow.
I just found I'm less likely to like get it. So
Why's that?
because I smoke, apparently. They've got a lot of evidence to support that people who smoke, for some reason, even though you'd think to be more vulnerable, are like less likely to get it.
Maybe like they're less likely to get it or something, but because I thought though smokers are definitely more likely to.
By like a large amount. Like this is information from like China and Italy and the US that like by a huge amount, smokers are way less at risk. CDC doesn't like it though, so they're trying to think of another reason why that's happening.
Okay.
That's very strange because every time I have a cigarette, I'm like, damn, I'm probably like putting myself at risk.
Yeah, they're trying to suggest maybe it's the nicotine. Like maybe the nicotine. So people are like hoarding nicotine patches. They're starting to, and they're trying to get them to stop doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, this virus is crazy and nobody knows how it works. So they'll come out with something else about it and we'll be back to all dying. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the ironic perk.
Yeah, same. I'll have to look that up and see about it.
All right, let's see if we can figure out where this is.
If you want to do something that matters, something for them, stay here.
There's
Hey, Casey, you look actually angry in that shot.
my angry laugh and angry cry. So
That one, right there.
angry.
Angry.
Yeah, look at that. Anger, rage.
Seething.
I think I was hungry, so it was
You like food.
Everyone was definitely hungry. That I remember.
That's what we'll tell every time we get Casey to act angry. I'm like, Casey, you're very hungry.
Or just make Casey hungry. Withhold food.
Seems kind of harsh.
Yeah, don't do that. I do not suggest that. That was me pretending to be the president. Go ahead. Inject yourself with disinfectant.
Fuck.
Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Ugh.
No one do that.
We're in the weirdest timeline.
Mm.
I heard that actually in some states, like calls to poison control really went up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's like, oh no, guys. All right, focus.
We're almost done.
Okay, so what happens here?
Figure out what's happening.
Your choice. we'll probably need to ADR your choice. I feel like
Mhm.
all angles.
We
that-
do have, yeah, we have coverage of Angel saying the lines. So that might be the one that we've got the good reading of.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. And I mean, for now, we can just do this because that's, even though it's not totally lined up, it makes sense. Choice. I wish I had that bottle of alcohol now.
I think it's under our sink.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
And that's not my favorite version of that because you can't see Casey once they sit down.
For sure. Is there a different one?
I think this one, I think we didn't end up getting any from that side, but maybe we did.
Yeah, I think, you know, I wish instead of having them come in from screen left or whatever, yeah,
They would come in for screen, right?
that they were standing up.
Yeah. Well, they were, I think we have in the longer shot of when we're facing, we have Casey standing. But the idea is they're going to get the alcohol.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess then you would need to cover it like.
So we have Casey standing.
So that's the cut point.
Yeah.
Doing that a slow way. I mean, and this is obviously rough. Oh, but we haven't seen that image. You wanted this to kind of like pan out, right? Or like zoom out?
I didn't I think this was like the last shot that I wanted. I wanted it to be like I was okay with having like closer ups for I mean we could pan out. Was okay having like closer shots for that scene, but I wanted the last scene of the thing to be like them from behind.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we went like we
reason I
couldn't get them close enough together to make a pan work. And in the initial script, we'd pan out through like a hallway, but clearly we do not have a hallway
Mm-hmm.
to pan out from because we didn't film it in a house. So
Okay. Yeah, because I think I remember you saying something about like you wanted it to be like, oh, and here they are, two little bugs in a big wide bad world.
yeah.
All right. Well, we have a good
7-8 minutes.
base track here, and then kind of go in and like. So I mean, I guess I would call this is unassembly-ish. And then maybe I can work on a rough before the next meeting. And then
Oh, I won't be here on Monday.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got another thing that's at the exact same time.
Okay. Should we do Wednesday then?
Yeah.
Wednesday. And then, okay, so a few things. So did you get the thing that I forwarded from Amy?
Yes, I haven't had a chance to look at it because I was distracted and then I was like, oh, it's past 7.
Okay.
but I didn't see it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then if you read the email and then see what you want as far as like working through the next couple drafts and formatting for the ABC contest. So the 15th is the deadline, right?
Yeah, the 15th.
Okay. So if you're down to have that, like have the reformatting done sort of as a class, we just got to make sure to do that in enough time for you to get the rest of the application together.
I know she said more action was what note she got.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if she had a chance to look at, because I sent her this script as well. And I don't think there's anything like prohibitive in this script.
Yeah. Okay. I will forward this script to her.
Like, I don't necessarily have a preference or anything, just if there's one that maybe already might be close to what they're looking for. I mean, I can submit both. I think I can submit 3 different scenes.
Yeah. I would definitely, I mean, and I'll ask Amy, but I would definitely say that you should, I would hesitate from sending multiple submissions. But yeah, I mean, might better.
Yeah.
Input different ideas. I just personally think the characters in the other one are stronger.
No, that's fair.
And like, I think that, and I think her her analysis was pretty right on, where it's like, the character that she was reading for has like a nice arc, and the other one is a little more flat. But I think, you know, if you bump that up a little bit more, you might have, you know, get past some rounds. I'm curious. Yeah, I haven't read her script either. I'm curious to see like how much action is happening, or how much
the definition of
raising.
action.
I actually feel like in this one, like in the elevator script, your stakes are raising and you have a couple of reveals, where this one doesn't. I feel like there's not a lot that really like, not as much comes out or like evolves over the course of the script. But
yeah, I mean, like in the initial concept, it's like tension building until they actually fight.
Yeah. Okay. But it's just my 2 cents.
That's good. And I haven't had a chance to do any changes, but I was gonna try to this weekend.
So let me write down the things that I'm supposed to do. Okay, so
whose background is going off?
Send Amy Ishbu. Email Aspen pandemic links. And then Casey, so your project, when I tried to bring it in, when I tried to open it up on this machine, it needed to like re-digitize all your footage. So it was taking forever and I just stopped it. But my plan is to send you to, once class is finished, I'm going to restart that ingest, and then I'll just upload that link, and then you can see where the cut is right now. And then as far as the new like clip assignment, does that sound okay? You know, to film you walking in a dark street alone.
I don't know. If Vivian was here, I would say yes, but Oliver doesn't like the dark or being
Okay.
so it would be really hard to get on my own.
Okay, yeah. So I'll look back through once I can get all the footage ingested, because I couldn't really see because a lot of the media was pending. I couldn't really see like what the notes were.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I definitely was like, well, I'm sending this. I will see if it is possible or comfortable or okay. So yeah, if that's not a thing, or if that's not a thing right now, we'll figure out something else.
Okay, cool.
Okay. And then we can also talk about like a potential alternate type of image, like, you know, maybe it's just you sitting in kind of a sparse place alone in the dark or something, like in your apartment, so you don't have to be actually outside.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe there's something else that we could do that would fit, but I have to be, I just want to be able to like see what space that's trying to fill, so I don't send you like on a wild goose chase. And I figure that's going to be useful for you too, to have the video as reference, so I can say like, oh, okay, like, you know, minute 5, you know, from 5:35 to 5:40, this is the section, and this is like the type of imagery, and this is where it goes.
Yeah.
So it'll just be like way clearer and more focused.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like a technical complication with that, and I was like, no, but we will get there, and we are doing this, and this is good. I feel like this will come together pretty quickly. But famous last words, I probably shouldn't say. Cool. So then, what else? What else? So Wednesday, then we'll plan on kind of doing another review. Wednesday, Vivian, possibly a rough cut review. We'll see how far we get. And I guess I'll figure out what we're gonna do on Monday. Okay.
I agree there too. Oh, I think so too. I mean, there are these.
And well, maybe Casey, would you be comfortable if I kind of like, because I know that you were kind of like liking the idea of other people contributing imagery.
Yeah.
So maybe we can get I mean, it wouldn't take up very much time or much part of the class, but we could like play it and then see who shows up and if maybe somebody's interested in contributing some imagery. So that's something we could do on Monday, but I'll have to probably think of something else as well.
Cool.
Okay. Other than that, anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I have no thoughts.
No thoughts, brain empty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's not true, but
That's what you think.
okay, cool. Well, then we can call it a night for now, and I will definitely see you on Wednesday then, Vivian, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will see you on Monday, Casey, but I'll give you stuff before then.
Nice. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. All right, have a good weekend. I hope y'all are doing well and do even better.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.